Herzlich willkommen zum 4. Drittel. Ja, und heute sitze ich mal wieder auf der Seite, denn auf der Seite sitzt wieder ein englischsprachiger Gast. Heute nehme ich Matt Marcinew. Hello, Matt. How are you? How are you? Yeah, well, we'll switch to English right away because we have only 20 minutes, so let's get right.
I have a little bit.
I know, yeah, I know, but you know, I get more crap from Maxi when I take too long.
Okay.
So yeah, well, let's just jump into and get that part of the show out of the way where we talk about the game that was beforehand today. 5-0 against Ravensburg. That is not the way to start a weekend for you guys, eh?
No, I mean obviously not, but I mean we did some good things today. That's kind of what you got to take from it. You know, moving forward. And then just forget about it. We got a game on Sunday here. We got to prepare for. Obviously, you know, it stings a little bit right now. I'm going to try to make it through the podcast, smiling and not let it bother me too much. But yeah, it definitely stings, especially at home in front of a good crowd. But you know, it's done now. We can't do anything about it. We got to learn from it, move forward, and prepare for Sunday.
Like when you get there's a term being goalied, you know, that's going thrown around. Like when another goalie is really dominant. Ilya Sharipov today, he was standing on his head. He made a couple of really important saves early on. Like, what was the atmosphere on the bench? You know, like through the first, let's say, 15 minutes, where you're like, crap, we're doing a lot of good things, just we don't score.
Yeah, no, I think we were positive. Even in the first period, we were down by 2. Like. After the first, but we thought we played a good game. I would say that's accurate. We got goalied tonight. We had over 50 shots, and I mean, I can remember personally. There's a couple chances I could have scored, and I know that there's a lot of other guys that would say the same. And you know, to be honest, I don't think we played. It wasn't a 5-0 game. No. But that goes both ways, and there's games where we haven't played as well, and we've came out on top. So that's hockey.
With looking at the last games, I think Thomas just now in the press conference, he said what I think a lot of people thought from the last games, you know, you didn't stop, the team didn't stop because like you saw and you experienced firsthand in the last games how quickly a game can switch, you know, like is that in the back of your mind? You're like, okay, we were on the receiving end, but we can also deal with that in the other way. Is that something that maybe went through your heads in the third?
I mean, with the firepower in our dressing room, there's no, you know, we know that we can score 3 goals in one period, or you know, if we're down by 3, we can get 4. So we just have to stick to our process and what makes us good. And unfortunately tonight, I mean, yeah, their goalie played really well, and we made a couple mistakes, took some penalties, and you know, I don't think the score truly reflected the game. But again, that's hockey, so I think we got to move forward and learn from it. And there's going to be times, you know, in the future where we're going to look back on this game and have to use what we learned. Mm-hmm. You know, if we're in the playoffs and we're down by 2, going, you know, we're getting goalied, we got to try to find ways to score, especially 5-on-5, and our power play's got to be better as well.
Starting or like at the beginning of the season, you know, you were almost like you were only here for half a season as well, but you're one of the, at least for the imports that it's been here before, and then all of a sudden, like with Max Newton and Davis Van Dane, 2 Canadians come in, and I think both of them really, like Lucas Lesio was here before, that's why I exclude him, but especially with these 2 guys, they come in and especially with Max and you, that was like the perfect storm at the beginning of the season, you know, like how do you see that dynamic approach between you guys?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, they're both great people, all 3 of them. That's the most important. They're good in the room, and as far as playing, like I think Max and I complement each other really well. He likes to you know, create space and pass the puck, and I like to get open and shoot it. So it was working out, you know, really good to start, and then we had trouble scoring there for whatever 10 or 12 games, but I think it wasn't like we weren't getting the chances to score. And as a goal scorer and as guys that are relied upon to produce, you know, you have to look at it as a whole where the most important thing is that you're getting the chances, getting your looks, and the puck's going to find the back of the net. But you need to worry more when you're not getting those chances, right? So as long as we're getting the chances and getting opportunities to score, we know that it's going to go in eventually. And I mean, last 2 games have turned it around, but we got to find, more ways collectively, I think, within our room to score, especially 5-on-5. So it's getting in front of the goalie, getting shots through, and etc.
How surprised were you to see like a huge guy like Davis Van Dane just like to take out the Connor McDavid, unleash the Connor McDavid, and he didn't do it once; he did it multiple times now, just to skate coast to coast and just to create something there. Like, isn't that crazy for you to see as well?
I mean, he's very calm with the puck. And everybody can see that, and he makes good decisions and can skate pretty well for a big guy. So it's always fun to watch when he's out there, and he's got a great shot as well. So,
with the limited time you had to compare like last season and this season, like what a lot of players talk about is like the switch in mentality, not only on the ice during games, but also in practice. You have more accountability with Thomas Popish on the bench. Describe from your perspective what is are the main differences, and what is something that Thomas brings to the team that switched the narrative now?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is to be honest, the way we play. I think we play a little bit faster this year. We play a little bit more offensive than we did last season. I thought last year at times we were sagging back a little more and not attacking, whereas Thomas is a very, attack-minded process, whereas before I don't think it was that way as much. He gives us freedom to make plays, and as long as we're sticking to the structure and sticking to our process, we have the freedom to, create in the offensive zone, and we're relied upon defensively as well. And I think in practice too, like he's very demanding, right? And he expects a lot, and I think that's what separates him. To be honest, like he's very detail oriented, so a lot of the little things he wants done the right way, and if they're not, he'll let you know, and if they are, he'll let you know as well.
Yeah, he's a tough dog, I think. I wouldn't be like, he comes here sometimes, and he just like into the office, and like you feel the aura, he's got an aura for him. Well, let's look a little bit besides hockey, or not. We'll stay with hockey, but you had a career before you were in Krefeld. Funnily enough, you can correct me. It was Chet Costello, who was in for the Americans. Chet Costello, damals auch Krefeld Pinguine Spieler. He was here for Krefeld and played as well. How was your relationship with him and Ellen? It was half a season you were there as well, or
I played in Allen before I came here last year. Chad actually recruited me to go there, and he's a very offensive-minded player as well. So it was a lot of fun. I knew that going there, I would have ample opportunity to show my skills and produce, and he was all for it. He was great. I know he played here, and then when I had the opportunity to come to Krefeld, obviously I approached him and asked him a bunch of questions, and he had nothing but great things to say about it. So that was part of my decision too. Like I think he wasn't only an amazing player, very offensive-minded, skilled, shoot the puck, and he's a great coach as well. So.
Well, besides, you've been around a little bit. You started, of course, when you were in junior. You were in Calgary, and you're in the local part. Then you switched over to the NCAA, and couple of AHL games, or more ECHL games. What is the organization where you're like, hey, besides Krefeld, of course, but I would like to go back and relive that time of my hockey career? Is there any?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been such a ride, to be honest. I think that my first couple of years were really fun. We had some great teams, and if I look back, definitely my last year of college, I would like to go back to. We had an awesome team, awesome group, and we were the #1 team in the country and won a championship. So anytime you can win, I think that's the team you want to go back to. But also my first couple of years pro were great. I had an awesome time in Springfield, and then some tough times throughout COVID, to be honest, playing. And then, came overseas a little bit, went back, and it's been a ride. But now I'm in my 8th year pro, and it's been nothing but enjoyable.
Dein Abfall ist Giganto? Container von Coranto. Für private und gewerbliche Entsorgung. Einfach online bestellen. Coranto mit C, coranto.de.
Yeah.
When do you, like, I think I asked the same or a similar question to Lucas. When do you start, like, realizing, hey, I can make a living out of this? Like, when does it start? When is it like, hey, it's fun, like playing with my buddies, and at some point it's like, oh, wait a second, I'm playing for my potential livelihood here.
Yeah. I think, for me, it wasn't probably until my 2nd or 3rd year in university. Yeah, because I was definitely a late bloomer. I didn't go to university straight out of high school. I had to take a year of junior and then go. And I would say after my 3rd year, like had some agents reach out to me, and they were kind of, are you interested in playing pro hockey? Like, we want to represent you. And that's definitely a bit later than a lot of other guys, because I wasn't drafted to the NHL. I was a free agent, and then I started to get some interest, my 3rd and 4th year of school, and I was like, hey, I think, I can make a living at this, especially because a lot of guys that I was playing against at that time were, 1st, 2nd, 3rd round picks, and I'm like looking over my shoulder like, oh, I can actually compete, right? Whereas when I was younger, that's not the case. So I would say, probably my 3rd or 4th year of school.
What are some of the names that still float around in the NHL now that you played against? Against like during maybe they were on the team with you. That could be.
Yeah, there's. Some guys on my team. Troy Terry, Will Butcher. He's actually in Munich now. Jim Montgomery is our head coach, coach, and so he was awesome. David Carl is our assistant coach, and then guys I played against. There's. Just a bunch. Brock Besser and there was honestly, we had a great group at our school, and then when you're playing in the NCAA, and we were, like I said, a top team, and you're playing against other top teams. There's definitely a lot of skill. So you realize it pretty early, and then you see the names and. A lot of them are in the NHL now, and you're like, oh, okay, well. So that was kind of the point when I realized, well, maybe I can make something out of this. Yeah.
You have that's just I stumbled on Alex, like on Elite Prospects. He was your brother. Older brother. Is that your only brother?
No,
you have multiple.
Brothers.
Okay,
So
the other one. Does also play, or is it just
no? He did. He played growing up, but he never played junior. But I'm the youngest of 3. And we're born in 91, 92, 93. So 3 boys. 3 boys, 32 months apart, and it was pretty hectic with 3 kids.
But how competitive was the hockey in between you?
I would say it was pretty competitive. Especially between me and my middle brother. But they were always so nice to me and letting me, tag along and play with them, or they'd stick me in goal, But no, it was a lot of fun to grow up with brothers and 3 boys, and especially in such a, I would say hockey crazy country like Canada. So we have ponds all around us, and you can just go skate out on the lake, and it was really, really enjoyable.
You know that this part of the podcast usually ends up being like Mark reminisces about how much he would like to have grown up in Canada, playing hockey. Jokes aside, let's get a little bit back to the team, and like we're getting to a hot part of the season. And I think what stuck out to me earlier, you said like every time you're on a winning team, that's something where you want to be, and that's what sticks to your head. How much of a winning team spirit and character does the locker room have right now? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think that as a group, we're a very confident bunch, and we have a chance to win, or we should definitely have a chance to win every single night we play. With the group we have, and the skill that's in the locker room, and the character that's in there, you know, it's just whether we are good at our process and stick together, and you know, ultimately can stick to what makes us good and score some goals. And you know, we have the goalie to do it. Obviously, we have great D, and up front we have some power. So I think that if you really take a deep look at our roster, there's no reason we can't win every single game, or at least give us a chance.
Yeah, well, like if you look not only on the ice, but you know, the whole organization, I think they're, and the city as such, a game like this today, you know, the fans have all the reasons to be mad. Like nobody, I think nobody would have been there, and if they were whistling at you and they were booing you, I think none of you guys would have been like, yeah, hey, come on, that's undeserved. But today it was not only not that, but it was something completely different. Like, have you ever experienced like something like that, like build up after a game like this from a crowd?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of what makes playing here so special, to be honest. And being in this atmosphere, being in this environment, and having such a passionate fan base is awesome for us. And you know, with the good comes the bad, and if they want to be hard on us, that's fine. I mean, they're passionate, right? So you know, they ride with us good and bad, and even today, like, I thought we got a great response from them, even though, you know, it wasn't our best game, and that goes a long way. So I know that, and we all know that you know, this fan base, this city, the organization is behind us, and we have the confidence of the fan base, the city, and the organization. You know, from ownership to coaches to leadership throughout our group, and you know, I think that's very important.
Yeah. Sunday, there is another game ahead that's like, I think a lot of Krefeld fans, they circle that one in red. In red, because it's the Red Devils. For you guys, especially after a game like that, how is tomorrow's day and the Sunday? What's a typical like evaluation, and how do you go forward as a group, like for in preparation for Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're going to take a look at the game tomorrow, do some video, take what we can, but ultimately we just have to stick to what makes us good in our process, because if we do that, we know we can beat honestly anybody, but definitely a team in Bad Nauheim. We have to go in there and you know, skate, get pucks behind their D, and you know, we shouldn't have a problem going in there and giving our best effort. And if we do that and we play our game, there's no reason we shouldn't come out on top. No. Yeah.
It's, you know, it's always so, like, it's funny because, like, last time you were on, like, a little bit of a slump, it was our Christmas party the next day. So now for tomorrow, we as an office, we go to Frankfurt first and to go to Bad Nauheim the day after. Why do you make it so hard for us to enjoy our days that we plan?
Obviously not intentional, but
no,
I wouldn't call it one loss here in the last 6 a slump. So
no, not today. Let me correct that. No, it was a bad goose egg today, to put it like that.
For sure.
Maxi, sind wir soweit? Oder haben wir noch ein bisschen? Ja, komm. Well, I have a question. One more question.
Yeah.
We have one more question time. Yeah,
Any question? I got all day for you guys.
Yeah, I know. You know, that's a great thing about you. You know, you take your time, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Moving forward, looking for next year as well. You know, like you and the team. have the chance to move up to get promoted if everything goes right. You know, you want the winning team, but
for sure.
What do you expect, like from the last couple of weeks now, leading up to the and the playoffs, of course? Like, how will the game change during that time?
Yeah, I think the games only become bigger, right? The deeper into the season, the bigger the games, the more important the points. I mean, even though you get 3 points for a win for all of them, you know, they start to become more and more important. And even in the playoffs, like, checking is tighter. It's harder to score goals. Everybody kind of steps up their game a level, from goalies, defense, forwards, everyone. So it's going to be exciting. I think we definitely have a group here to win some hockey games.
Yeah.
So we're very confident. I'm very confident in our group. And, it's going to be fun.
Let's hope so, and let's hope so. I mean, it's the thing is, like, when I've been working here for a couple of years now, you know, like, I've been here for 5 years, and I think I've said that before. I think the to get into the Krefeld Pinguine hockey now is the best time. I think, because you have some guys, you know, you have identity figures in the locker room. You have guys that really you see it on the ice, that they really live and they burn for the club and for their teammates. So yeah, hopefully, and fingers crossed that we can at least do some damage, and then maybe do the last step in April. In April.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thank you for your time, Maddie.
Yeah, that's it.
The door is already there, trying to lock us in. Natürlich. Damit kommen wir wieder zum Ende des 4. Drittels. Ja, heute wieder mal mit der englischen Variation. Once again, thank you, Maddie, for your time. Und natürlich auch danke für eure Aufmerksamkeit, auch an diesem Freitag wieder. Ja, und dann sehen wir uns nächste Woche dann hier zum Spiel gegen, ja, ich weiß gar nicht, gegen wen wir nächste Woche spielen, aber Kassel. Ja, natürlich, die Top-Hunde kommen natürlich hier in die Seidenstadt. Also, bis dahin, wir sehen uns. Ciao.